dressing room with Wednesday 13 in Manchester. So this is the midpoint of your tour, really,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah. So how's it going so far?
It's good. It's like I think we're halfway. Yeah, like you said, it's halfway through, and it'll be over with in a week. And we're like, what? So yeah, it's a really short run. But we just finished America too, so it's kind of like a continuation of that. So it's been great. It's been cool to get out and play these new songs, and we really play a lot of the new record in the set list. So it's cool to get out and see the fans' reaction. We took all last year off, and so yeah, it's been awesome. And the UK has been my favorite place to tour since I've started touring, and I just have a dedicated fan base here, so it's been cool to get back here and play for them with the new band, the new band with our addition to our new keyboardist, and just we've upped everything, so it's been a cool wait having a year off, but I think it was worth the wait because we did a lot of work. So
that's great. You kept doing the acoustic sets as well, didn't you?
Yeah. And that was something fun to do. It was totally easy, stress-free, and it was a lot of fun. I was actually really shocked how well it turned out. So.
And what was the decision with the additional keyboards then? Because I've heard lots of good things. Everyone's loving the additional keyboards.
Yeah. Well, it was something that I wanted to do for a while, but it just brings the atmosphere of the record alive and the songs alive. There's samples and keyboards, and it's just got a cool atmospheric thing with the way the set flows. And to me, I like to make our show flow like a movie or you're watching a theater kind of thing, and so it's just for me it's just the icing on the cake, and it's awesome and it sounds great.
So you've probably heard a lot about how people have said that most of the universe has got a bit of a different sound to what they used to hearing from Wednesday 13. Was it a big step? Was it where you wanted to go, or was it just happened to just flow?
Yeah, it's definitely where I wanted to go. It was just I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I mean, we never know how a record's going to turn out. We go in and I send demos to the guys, we send stuff back and forth, and we get ideas together, and we get there and we do it, and then it's just kind of like building a house. You never know. You're like, is it going to turn out cool? And but yeah, it turned out great. It really surprised me how cool it turned out. But I wanted it to be heavy. I wanted it to be different, and I wanted to, I don't like to repeat myself and do the same record. I think that's boring. And now with this lineup and everything, we just, we've been playing for years, and we know how to play as a band now, so it was so now it's made me more creative now, having a band behind me instead of me worrying about recording all this stuff myself like I used to do in the very beginning. But so I'm feeling more creative now than I have been like in the beginning, which is weird. But people kind of start to fade out, and I feel like I'm just sort of now understanding what the hell I do.
And we've had we have a lot of info about Roman doing a lot of the sort of recording and that as well.
Yeah.
And everything. Has that contributed to the sound, or was that
absolutely?
In general?
I mean, this is a record that sounds that way because of us. Wasn't just me, And so yeah, it was that was a cool thing. It's like, but we've been playing together for so long now. He knows how to play my style, if that makes sense. He knows, but we've also been listening to for years now. We've been listening to a lot of heavier stuff. He's turned me on, and I'm a huge metal fan now. And I didn't really used to be like that. So a lot of that atmosphere and elements coming into the mix, and it's cool to mix that with what I've done, because I think it gives it an even more unique sound, because nobody does that. At least I don't feel like anybody does what we do.
I mean, it's been it's been quite a long and successful journey, and from Frankenstein Drag Queens,
yes,
Murdals, and Wednesday 13, and General Forms and stuff like that. Are you tempted to go back to the sort of trashy punk sound, or are you happy with this sort of heavy setting now?
Like, I think going backwards, that would just be weird. It's not. I don't think it's in the cards to do that. I mean, it's still my roots, and I still like that kind of music, and I still listen to that kind of stuff too as well. So it's but to go back to that, it's just, I don't know. I don't think if I did it, it would be in another project. I don't think I want to take the Wednesday 13 thing back there. But then again, who knows? If I keep doing this for 20-some years, I may want to revisit the old punk thing one day when it, who knows? So I never say never. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it, because as soon as I say I'm not, I'm going to end up doing it. So
yeah. I mean, everything, even looking at pictures and that, even the looks got a lot darker as well. Mm-hmm. It's all just got a lot heavier. Yes. I mean, were you worried about how that would be received by your existing fans? Because I mean, I saw from the meet and greet a lot of new fans, a lot of youngsters coming back out.
No, I never ever really think about it like that. I wanted to do something different. I wanted the look to sort of represent the sound of the record, if that makes sense. Like I really like this whole gimmick I do on stage, or whatever I call it, a costume or whatever, it's something I drew it out. I had it drawn out in a book I had when I took last year off. I'd have it in my home. I have like my desk, my office I hang out in, and I have a notebook. I just sketch ideas for t-shirts and things, and I drew up what I wanted to do, and I was like, I don't want to wear a leather jacket this time or pants. I want to wear a butcher's apron. And I drew this out, and I'm like, I want it to somewhere between like Hellraiser meets Leatherface, you know. I don't know. It was just something that was unique, and when I put it together, I was like, holy shit, this looks really weird and different. But actually, I probably got more comments off this new look than I have off anything I've done in the past 10 years. Everyone digs the new look of it. So and now I do mask changes and changes throughout the show. So I kind of morph into a monster throughout the show, and then I kind of return as myself at the end for the encore.
Wow.
So, you know, I mean, we don't have a huge production, but I still try to put on a show as if we did, you know. And so, yeah, it comes across well, and, you know, you'll see tonight.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And it's nice that you're playing sort of like close venues as well, small venues, and everyone gets quite involved.
Yeah.
I think it adds a nice element to it as well. And so one thing I always remember from sort of all your records and that as well is that they're very lyric based. I mean, everyone loves the lyrics. Everyone remembers the lyrics because they're either quite comical or quite like horrific as well. I'd say.
Right.
I mean, what about this album? Because it's sort of got a different view in it this way, haven't you?
Yeah, it's not even. It's not funny this
No.
time, which I wanted it to be that way. You know, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It was like, for me, it was kind of like, it's probably a terrible comparison, but like Leslie Nielsen, the guy from the Naked Gun movies. He was always known as being a funny guy. He was in the Airplane films, and then he was in Creep Show, and he was just this fucking dark, evil kind of. And it was just like, whoa, what the fuck? When did that guy turn evil? And so yeah, I've always had that kind of dark side of what I do, but it was always comical. And but yeah, this is definitely a path in the darker direction. And but yeah, it's just kind of been what I've been into, as well as lately. Like, I got to sing about things I read about. I'm into conspiracy theories and all these types of things, and it was cool to actually write lyrics about those kind of things, as opposed to going, oh, I'm going to write a song about Pumpkinhead, or you know, or Night of the Living Dead, or whatever. You know, not that that's bad at all, but I've done that so many times. This was a challenge for me to do something different.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So was it? So you've been thinking about it for a while. Was it just something you just got into? Because I mean, I know conspiracy theories and that have become a massive thing recently. Everyone's questioning what's going on, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah. So has it been lodged in your mind for a little while?
Oh yeah, it's in my brain. I can't turn it off. It's like I tell people. It's like I went down a rabbit hole that there is no end to, and you know, I can't unsee or unhear the things that I know now. And when I try to explain it to people, they think I'm insane, but I don't feel that way. And it's cool to see people are kind of waking up to it. And but yeah, it's this stuff just fascinated me so much. It fascinated me more than horror movies did as a kid, and that blew my mind. This is just totally melting my mind. It's just, ugh.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy. I can't believe some of the things I've read, you know. And there's a lot of, and there's so much truth into it. It's like, I can't believe that people don't know about this.
Yeah. I think from the US, it's like you get a lot more. And I think you can read more a lot about it
right.
from where you are. We just get a bit of an outside perspective,
right.
and it's Chinese whispers over here.
You guys got a lot of good stuff here too.
Yeah, but
yeah, probably the best. You guys got the best of the best conspiracies here.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this? I mean, did you bring out the album as a sort of a preaching mechanism in that sort of way, or was it just
no,
you sing
not
about
at all.
what
I never preach to anybody, but I think to put something in front of someone and let them take what they will out of it, you know, that's kind of what I want it to be. But yeah, you know, I'm every show that I've done, I'll meet kids after or whatever, and every show I'll meet at least one person that goes, I know what you're talking about on that record, and I think that's super cool that you started doing that. So every day I'll find some person one person, you know, every show I'll meet that'll tell me that, and I go, that's cool, you know. Because it's just, again, it's just an alternate source of news. You know, we're not fed the right news, and if you want to find out what's really going on in the world, you got to investigate it yourself. You can't just believe what you see in the newspapers and what's on BBC or whatever.
Totally.
They're just reading a script. Sorry, I'm getting on a tangent now.
No, sorry.
See?
Tangents are good.
Tangents.
It's still relevant and important. That's fine. So, I mean, do you get a break after the tour? Are you getting a break? Are you
Yes,
carrying
I do, but not really a break. I mean, a break from touring, but there's a lot of things that have changed in my camp, in business camp. So I'm sort of got to rework a lot of things with that, and we're also preparing in 2 months. We basically will do the next leg of our U.S. run, and so there's a lot of stuff to do. We're filming a video for our song Serpent Society when I get back home as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things that keep me busy, I guess, in the time, but it won't be touring. So.
Okay, I'm finish off on just a random question.
Yes.
Anyone at Dead or Alive? Because you've toured like over the past 10, 11 years, some really cool bands. I mean, awesome bands.
Yes.
But Dead or Alive, who would you like love to tour with, or just at least play with once?
A musician. Who have I not played with? I'm trying to think. I mean, I really want to tour and play with the band Killing Joke. They've been a huge impact on me, and probably that was the reason I even understood all these conspiracy theories, because I started listening to their music and I loved their music, and I had no idea what Jazz Coleman was singing about, not one clue. And I started investigating what the hell he was talking about, and he's been talking about it for decades, and I'm like, holy shit. And he kind of opened that door, so that's why that band's been really important for me, because not only did it musically change things for me, it opened my mind to a whole new perspective on reality, or what is not reality. And so yeah, that was a really that's one of the bands I would really like to tour with.
Wow, okay. Good conversations as well you have with Jazz Coleman as well about all that
I met him once. I said hello to him and he just started talking, and I was so in awe of him. I couldn't, I was smiling so big I couldn't. But yeah, I would love to sit down with that guy and pick his brain, because he's a very smart man.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah,
I'm really glad to say that.
Yeah, Manchester's probably one of our best audiences in the UK.
Good.
Don't tell
You're
anybody.
just saying that.
No, it always is.
I know. I know a lot of
it is.
fans
I mean,
around here.
it's Manchester, Nottingham, and London that are they're insane.
Wow.
You know. So, but they're all different, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. That's brilliant. Thank you ever so much.
Cool. Thank you.